Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Welcome peeps, welcome to the Great Flat Earth British Think Tank Saturday, or Flatterday as we like to say, night special. And this is going to be a fun event, and there's going to be much to think about, and hopefully you guys will contribute your thought to the whole experience, okay? And like one big brain working together, okay? That's what we do in a think tank. So we got lots in this, guys. We're going to be having a happy hat event, so make sure, first of all, get your coffee and your doings and whatever you need, okay? And grab some happy hats, okay? Because we're going to have a happy hat exchange, okay? We might have a competition. We may have a visit from King and Queen Thumb. I don't know. They're arguing again, okay? But they may come around. We'll see. So what we're going to look at in this post, we're going to prostrate. We're going to think about some possible evidence for prior knowledge of plasma discharge events, in this case in Siberia, and we're going to think about the fact that this whole place is Tartaria, and it's littered with seemingly what in my mind are plasma discharge event holes which they might call craters, and we're going to think about an area in the official narrative associated with this same area. We're going to look into the Valley of Death, or Death Valley, Tunguska. Now, I've covered Tunguska many times on my vlogs, guys. Twice on my old channel, my hack channel, the YouTube have kidnapped. I don't know, it's new. They invent new stuff for me. Tunguska, this guy, he's coming from space nonsense, okay? He's thinking like antimatter and weird stuff, but hardly anything that actually this guy in that book comes out with is any remnants of reality. But what we're going to try and do now is have remnants of reality. We're going to look for clues for prior knowledge to plasma discharge events. When I explain, and if you follow Flat Earth British, then a lot of it will make sense what I'm trying to say. We're going to look into old Belgrade, some images sent in by Branislav Milenkovic. Thank you, Branislav. And what a beautiful, beautiful city in Serbia. And he sent us some really cool images. And in this presentation, this is where you lot can come in handy, guys. Mucking with this will be fun. And when I show you, you'll be like, ooh. We're going to look into children's nursery rhymes. Okay, nursery rhymes, as in, and stories like Jack and the Beanstalk. Okay, the Grand Old Duke of York, Humpty Dumpty. Now, a lot of these nursery rhymes turn up mid-Victorian era, like 1850s. Okay, in my mind, social engineering. I've covered these before, these sinister things. Like I covered street songs, as in "Ring a ring a roses, a pocket full of posies, tissue, tissue, will fall down," and "London Bridge is falling down." Which is talking about like building a bridge on children's bones. The sinister as fuck song. These ones, all of them, have fear in them. They are all in negative context. And when they all spin them all together, it tells you a story. It tells you a story of reset. Okay? Jack the Beanstalk's crazy. There's no seeds. The milk's gone. It's Armageddon time. You better go and get up and, do some business with giants, I'm afraid. Get them golden eggs. Anyway, there's a lot more in that. But, it's all about seeds. Yeah? So muddy. We'll share thoughts, okay? 1,000 thoughts besides. So hopefully have a competition. If I can think, I've been thinking of a competition sort of question. You can't just, in this day and age, this is really difficult because all you got to do is just Google it and answer in a split second. So it's got to be something personal to myself, like the first record I ever bought. You probably know that by now. So I'll think of something more personal that you might not know. For somebody to win a watch and then email me, because every time I say win something and email me, the person doesn't really show up. It's happened, so I will send it to you even if you're in Antarctica, or Arctica as we like to call it. We'll talk about the Flat Earth International Tartarian Convention, which is coming up in Italy, which is getting very, very exciting. Okay, the list of peeps talking is getting very interesting, but soon to be confirmed. But stay. I'll keep you posted. Stay tuned. I'll keep you posted. Okay, guys. Now, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Okay, I do have another channel which I'll talk about a little bit. I made a post on it last night concerning blood put in red bricks and surmising all the bricks that turned up, like say maybe 500 years ago, like Hampton Court. Are they all the blood of the Tartars? Who knows? Anyway, they're sick enough. And loads more. Besides curio, loads of curio as well, and 1,000,000,000 thoughts. Okay, so a British think tank. Make sure to get happy hats. Right, we're gonna start here with happy hats. Okay, guys, this one is one of my rather favourites because the way it suits me so well. Get a happy hat. Go a happy hat, and you got to keep a serious face while you wear one. It's even more difficult. Okay. Like that. You got to do that, and you're not allowed to laugh either. Okay. So I was looking into these. I'll change hats, right? You got to count them as well. Okay. And I might swap them so you get confused. This is not the question. There's how many happen. Oh, I don't know. It might be a good question. Anyway. So it's about this, and I'll tell you why now. It comes from a bit of same as this Tunguska book from global believing perspective. So they think like they've tied it in with aliens, and they're not talking about reset at all. Okay, but all over Siberia are supposedly these little tumps or these little humps that have got holes in them. No, if you follow this field, we've seen these loads, haven't we? And apparently there's a permafrost defrosts. They have become invisible, and what they show is supposed to be metallic bunkers. Now they're going into insanity, as I said, and I'm just looking at bits of it out of interest. So it's concerning a story that popped up, okay, in the Valley of Death, partially submerged metal cauldrons. Okay, but is it an early warning of some kind of protection system, aka bunkers? Okay, so they took an expedition there because it's so bloody remote, 2013 Valley of Death, to look at these astrophysicists, geologists, and mechanic and electrical engineers. That's not what I'm interested in because it's from bullshit Asian aliens and mainstream narratives, and I don't want to take anything of that. But what is interesting to me is the pictures that they show of these bunkers, and we have been asking a question for a long time about what these were. I'll show you one now if I can. Is there ones? Oh, how many times? Now these are dotted around all over the ancient world, okay, and they have strange sort of sharp serrated edges, yeah, and you get them all over the Arab world, the Persian world, and all over Asia, all over the steppe, and all over Siberia. I've got many photographs of these. I'll show you some as we go. So they show you these. We've seen them before. We can't guarantee that they're steel. I'd love to photograph, but anyway, early reports of a copper cauldron with only the top exposed dates back to 1853. Okay, but the most popular ones are nomads who found similar metal ones in the 1930s. Later they used them in the winter, but they became sick inside them, and they're trying to say radiation. So what I thought was fascinating is this one. It's got like these serrated edges again, just like this. So I'd be thinking like maybe floodwaters as well. Viva technology. Are these acts, or are they more for plasma discharge events? Because the area is definitely plasma discharge affected. So these become visible in the permafrost, okay, and they're saying you can just see the tops of them, and they appear to be metal. You see them? And craters all around, so it looks like an Asian battlefield. In fact, it looks like World War One, 100 years on, with the holes, the craters full of water, and these tumps, or these hillets. Okay, so they put it into these craters. They tied in with these craters that are all over Siberia. I've talked about them before. They're like massive laser holes, but they are plasma discharge event holes. I will show you along the way exactly what I mean. So they say, or they just prostrate in this field, that it could be pingos, gas or methane explosions from within. Okay, so they're saying in the official bullshit narrative, or it is tied out there, I'd love to be able to verify this with photographs, but I have got enough in antiquity that they put bunkers underground and they look exactly like them many times. Now I'll show you that in a minute. So there they are, you can see them, they're in red brick, they're all over the ancient world. They're not like a Coptic church on the top of a hill, these are something completely different. They all go underground. I've got many depictions. In fact, if I had more time I would dig up, which I haven't, a load of books will show you these bunkers in the ancient world, okay, which we can definitely show you. Okay, and they look exactly like this on the top, like they're showing in that link about Siberia, and it's tied in with these. So this place has had a big event. I think it was the taking out of Tartaria. I think the clues are with Victoria. If you take the Vic bit as for victory out of Victoria and just have the end bit, it's Tartaria. Victory over Tartaria, Victoria. That's it. So plasma discharge event weapons, or plasma weapons, or comets, or and floods as well. Who even knows? But they're dotted around all over Siberia, posting some aerial photographs. And what you get with a plasma discharge event, okay, I've done welding when I was in the Merchant Navy, right, is you always get these spots of these giant balls. They're giant, you can get them in reality. I mean, these small balls, they sort of run off, but you always get like sort of 2 discharge points, and in this case, boom, 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 the skip. Bump, bump. You'll always get them in 2s, and no matter where you look in this field, looking into plasma discharge craters, if you want to call them that, you'll always get 2 deposits or 2 holes, even more 3. Not only that, it will push the ground up somewhere else. It's been surmised that maybe Devil's Tower is not a tree root, and that it could be, because it looks like this inverted, a plasma discharge rise, because there's evidence, which I'm going to show you now, local, that some sort of plasma discharge event could possibly happen there, and that this could be the case. So it rises the land and it sinks the land, and this one is absolutely massive, and it's like sheer drops, and it looks like it's been melted. Okay, so we're moving on. The Tunguska event, okay. Now I talked about it, quite a bit. Frustrated, was it Tesla's death ray? Did it bounce off the dome and take this place out? But they didn't go there till years and years later. And I'm thinking, they give us, I think the same of a lot of events. Like if you look into the Carleton event, I thought, well, let's have a look, dig into that, see if we can find any evidence. It was in the newspaper at that time, and then they wait 50 years to tell you anything more about it. In my mind, that's just their social engineers reaching back to the past to paint a different narrative to what really happened. So what you get is this. So they don't know what happened. They attribute it to a meteor, but they've never found exactly like impact zone as such. This area is not a crater, but they say it's where ground zero is, and what you see is vitrified stone, almost as if there was something there. And all of these trees were strewn out, and they akin it, like in the official narrative, like a blast wave. Okay, so they go there in an expedition years and years later. I'm sure loads of you know about all of this, guys, but I think there's bigger clues, because they give you lies painted in with truths. In my mind, that's a comet. Is it a comet that caused a plasma discharge event, or is it like that thing you've seen in Russia when it exploded and took all of them windows out in all them places? It was caught in all them the corders, the visor recorders, windscreen recorders, cameras, bugger. But in my mind, it could have very well been an event. It might be fudged on the official records, and it's tied in with Tesla there as well. So I wonder how long ago that was. I said about that 3 years ago. It was interesting. Other people are thinking it. Anyway, great demonstration to women. What's that? Nothing to do with it whatsoever. Anyway, so excuse me. They go there years later, as I say. So what I'm saying is they had must have had prior knowledge to an event, and I'm not trusting this date and the narratives because it was 2 years later before they go in there and give us all this information, and it's all like red herrings and block ends, but they want you to still know, you know. Can you imagine an official historical narrative coming out of this place being actually fucking real on any side? No. So because it's cold and I'm now into Tunguska. So anyway, it flattens 80 million trees, they reckon. I don't know, they counted that all them years later. Okay, not many people died in the event. It was an airburst, and it sounds like that Russian thing, but in my mind I think it's a weapon of sorts, and I think they were being used in some sort of titanic battle in this place of Tunguska. Now let's have a look at the map of this place. And it's really near that place where they got the bunkers. In fact, they are all over Siberia. So they say, yeah, because of its nastiness with mosquitoes and its remoteness, they had to have, like, you know, a biblical expedition to this place. And that's the Tunguska River. Look at the features in this place. So we can see any glyphage. And have you taken any heat? Well, it's pretty mangled anyway. Looks like sinewy. Well, you can just... It's very, very few lakes and stuff. That's something else I was thinking about. Was the lack of large lakes in the whole of the Asian continent. Now, I know it's peppered with tiny ones, like Canada is as well, but all you get is this massive Black Sea and the Caspian Sea down here on what are active, which I'll show you now, earthquake zones. In fact, the earthquake zone, the line goes here, right the way around here, as I'll show you now. I think it's connected. This thing here, that could be a plasma discharge event crater, and this could be its twin. To that scale. And you can just trace these things, you know. You can imagine, like, if you read Homer's Iliad, they explain what these things are like, or, you know, the works of Emanuel Velikovsky, he talks about, you know, when worlds collide, but plasma discharge events and their apocalyptic nature on reality. And they reset civilization. Their effect is total. It's like a wave there. Waves, like ripples, exactly like ripples on the sea, like a waveform. Really interesting. I'd love more time to look at this. Now, the Tunguska River. Hardly any deaths. I can't imagine any narrative of any witness being trusted coming out of Russia at this period with the Bolsheviks and everything else. What? Yeah? Secret police? No, everything's censored, everything's, you know, you're not going to find out nothing. We're only getting dribs and drabs now, guys, all this time later. This is why it's good to look into these things. Look at this remoteness and lack of lakes and everything. There was a giant lake apparently in the Kirchter's Subtus Mediterraneus and the Gobi Desert, apparently. And this could be remnants of it. This is the exact location. From weird depressions. Actually, it's a massive depression. But in twos, zap, boof, skipping. So I'm just thinking outside the box. Like, I like to think what's outside of the box, actually. Could we know? Is it there? Is it unrendered? So this is basically was sent to me by oh, brilliant! It was artists. Artists love artists. Love artists. Thank you, brother. And it's in Arizona area, and it's quite close to Devil's Tower. And what it is what they call a crater. It's got a woodland in it. It's quite vast, but check the nature. It's like a star fort, and it's in America, and it's Arizona, and it's near Devil's Tower. So could this be evidence for some that took out a star fort that was there. It sure looks like, guys. And that was a big star fort, but look at its nature. The points. Quite pronounced, that one, and look, really, they're similar. Could they have technology to that scale? Yeah, I think so, in my mind, yeah. God killers. Fascist technology, energy weapons. This is linked with what we're just talking about, but earthquakes. Now, I'm sure this has been on the subjects a lot this week. There's been an earthquake in, which we talk about quite a lot, actually, in the Caribbean, off of Jamaica. And this book is basically a record of earthquakes in history in the Eastern Mediterranean area. So, near Phoenicia and the Holy Land, etc. And they show you, if you move this round into an azimuthal equidistant and look at the ring of fire, it's like a wall of fire all the way around us, protecting us. So I suppose we're going to be looking into seismicity and seismic readings. I've got some information coming and helping a great British think tank to look into this, okay? Because before 1831 it was just determined. So there's the ring of fire, all volcanoes, active, what they call fault lines, etc. And I'll use my question. Here's this fault line. It goes all the way around Italy, which we know has been underwater, and it goes all the way around Athens and, Greece, which has earthquakes, and all the way around what used to be ancient Anatolia, the home of the Tanish or the Tartars, and then you come around into Phoenicia, Holy Land, and Egypt, or Phoenician land, and you've got this massive Black Sea. Why Black Sea? And this massive, could be discharge event, I don't know if it's like naturally low-lying land and every river runs into it, or was it deliberately? There's Astrakhan. This was a major Tartarian city. So my question is why do they build the hub of civilization, first in democracy, and all the world's copied all of this bullshit, okay, apparently. Yeah, they build, same as they've done with California, okay, Californication mindset, okay. It's built such massive populations on these apparent fault line zones, which, could be taken out at any time, like with the San Andreas fault, etc. Makes no sense. I think these fault lines are possibly connected with events that have happened in the past, and we're still feeling the effects of these god techs, god weapons, or whatever you want to call them. So yes, incredibly interesting book. I can link it up to you, and it goes into dates of different events. It covers the Santorini and all the other significant earthquakes in the Mediterranean, or the Eastern Mediterranean, through the ages. It was quite far back as well. Cairo, excuse me, it's taking a bit of time to load, but anyway, I'll link it to you. It's from 1514 onwards. Check that out. An earthquake-proof sphere in Tehran in 1970s. Isn't that interesting? Wow. So yeah, there's a million clues in there, I bet. But yeah, it's just curious to me why they build these civilizations on what they know to be active zones. I think it's because A, they got to be there because it's their, what they call their homeland, something energetic, and it's the remnants of some apocalyptic event, is what I think. Now, that was the first part over with, okay, when we looked into Tunguska, and we looked into these strange cauldrons, possibly being bunkers. We'll look at more images of them later. Now this is weird. Nursery rhymes, right? Now I can't claim to know a lot of them because they're from all over the world, but what I'm finding is they replicate the nursery rhymes. In Britain we got Ring a Rosies, Pocket Full of Posies, and in America you've got another version, or so I was told. So I can't claim to know that, okay? Ikendrum. The Wise Owl came along in 1915. See a bad black sheep. Have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the maid, and one for the little boy who lives down the lane. I don't understand that either. 1744, reset year, comet, and calendar change. No shit, Sherlock. Billy Boy Bingo. They're all associated with iffy dates. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Do you ever see Lassie? Is that real? 1895, 1900. Ding dong bell. Pussy's in the well. Who'll pull her out? Oh, fucking hell. This is getting sinister. The more I look in, the more I think about it. So, 5 little monkeys, 5 speckled hens. What about 3 little pigs, guys? Well, one builds his house with straw, another builds his house with bricks, and the other one builds his house with sticks. Is this right? Can't remember. But anyway, the wolf comes and he huffs and he puffs and he blows some houses down, but not the brick one. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And if you watch the cartoon of Chicken Licking as well, oh my god, that's such predictive programming to apocalyptic events. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse run up the clock. Let's have a look at that. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse run up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse run down, hickory dickory dock. Now they say, in the narrative, that they're all tied in with puzzles. I thought, well, good, I love a riddle. So yeah, it's Humpty Dumpty is this character in a nursery rhyme, probably a riddle. I just said that. Best known for English in the English-speaking world. An anthropomorphic egg that's not specifically described, so they made that up. No, it's not. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. What wall? What wall? Is it a weapon? Help me out, guys. That's sinister. I'm not even going to say that. It's itsy bitsy spider climbing up the spout. Okay, that's a weird one as well. Posh'll pour, wash'll pour wincy out. What, you gonna fucking kill a spider? That's fighting talk, man. What's this? Electric Ladyland? Oh no, ladybug, ladybug. Don't know that one, but it's not from here. England. Little Bo Peep, Little Boy Blue, Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating his curds and whey. Yeah. So again, some just it seems to be like about oppressed sort of orphany children all the time as well. You get it in all these narratives. It's really fucking weird. Who gives us this shit? London Bridge is falling down. Lucy Lockett. Mary had a little lamb, his fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Wow. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how did your garden grow? I can't remember the name of the rest of that. How does your garden grow? Like, as in terraforming. So, we come to my hats. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Mary's Child. Needles and Pins. Only the Smoky song. I don't know that. Nuts in May, no. Old King Creole, no. Old Mother Hubbard. Lived in a cupboard. Yeah. I can't remember that one. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. No, I always say that. I still use that today, don't I, if you watch my vlogs. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, pick up sticks. Anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I saw a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why did you let him go? Because he bit my finger. So, which finger did he bite? This little finger on my right. Like I said, guys, they're riddles and deeper meanings. And that's from 1765. Oranges and lemons, says the cows. The bells are sent. Lemons. You owe me 5 farthings, says the bells of. No, I can't remember. Well, you owe the Old Bailey anyway. When I'm rich as the bells of Shoreditch. When will you pay me? You'd have to be good at that, from London probably. But yeah, oranges and lemons, that's highly fucking programmed. That is all about the man stamping on your ass from a great height. Please hot porridge. What? More porridge? What's that about? Yeah, Oliver Twist. Yeah, Mr. Horrible Bastard. Mr. Bumble, is it? Yeah, wants more gruel, which is shit, basically. Can I have more shit, please? You want more shit? Yeah, children's homes again, and depressed children, lollies. Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? I've been to London to visit the Queen. Pussycat, pussycat, what did you there? I frightened a little mouse under the chair. So they make sure they got the fear mongering in. Rain, rain, go away, come back another day. Still use that, actually. How many of you peeps use these still? Ring a ring a rosies. Rockabye baby on the treetop. When the bough breaks, the cradle. I'm not sure, but I think that's like sort of. I can't remember the rest. I don't even like that. I think like baby's gonna fall from a tree. What's it doing up there anyway? Maybe getting up the flood water. Ride a cock horse. Well, ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross. And I remember that from school. Something to do with about a fine lady. One I did know off by heart when I was a child was that one. What the fuck? My brain just wiped out. Oh yeah. But I have no shirt to put on. Oh no, sweet major, cannot have that. And she sends him off to a trunk, and he comes back, and off she came to a father's chest, and she came back with a vest of the very, very best, and the soldier put it on. So basically, she kits him out from a father's chest, and it takes about 3 hours to do it, and then you go off to war and get splattered. There's another one we can talk about. Grand Old Duke of York. Taffy was a Welshman. I'm a Taffy. I'm a Welshman, in case you never noticed. So the River Taff, just down by there, about 3 miles away. Solomon Grundy. He lives your body of Solomon Grundy. Died on a Saturday. Oh, what's that one? I know a man called Solomon Grundy. 10 Little Indians. Little Farmer in the Dell. Grand Duke of York. We'll have a look at that one. Lion and the Unicorn. Oh, fucking hell, I'm going to have to read that one as well. All of these. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Well, that's got to be new. Americans invented that. Thanks. All them tortured school trips. Nah, it was fun. I loved it. It was one of the best things about school trips was the sing song on a bus, guys. Don't you think? Definitely. House of Jack built this, Miss Piggy. Alright, but it just goes on forever of socially engineering given to us from nowhere ever by the engineers. Tweedledum and Tweedledee agreed to have a battle. Okay, so that's Lewis Carroll's tied in with a lot of these. Tom the Piper's son. What? 3 wise men of Gotham. 3 wise men of Gotham went to sea in a bowl, and in the bowl they had been stronger. My song would have been longer. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. A watery theme with some of these. No. What I looked into was this, because it's associated with giants, I'm sure. Is the old lady who lived in a shoe, and I thought, yeah, I used to have that Nursery rhyme book, and she had like a massive shoe. It's like, what's she doing in a massive shoe? Yeah. So the premise is she lives in a giant shoe that she's made into a house, okay, and she's got shitloads of kids, and she don't know what to do with them all because she's got so many. So, I mean, how old? Oh, okay, who was the old lady who lived in a shoe? Okay, so this is the nice nursery rhyme they taught children in the past. Okay, there wasn't a lady who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread. She whipped them soundly and put them to bed. So this one's about living in a giant shoe, torturing shitloads of kids. Bit like, you know, often children, etc. And what happens in the resets? Ongoing, over and over, all engineered. And they know the children's pick up on this in the subconscious. This is fucking wrong. So Grand Old Duke of York is a bit of a nonsense story. It's from 1642, writer unknown. Tavistock Institute, maybe? And anyway, they can't really, you know, pin him down. It could be Frederick, it could be Duke of Albany, blah blah blah, bollocks. But basically, it's like telling you there's no war or something else. Okay, so the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and then he marched them down again. Right, but when they were halfway up, they were up. And when they were halfway down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up or down. It's tricky. That's very, fucking tricky, that one. But apparently it goes from early on. So drums. And that's supposed to be Frederick. Morris, Prince of Orange, 53. So I have to cover all of that someday, but it always upsets people when I talk about things like that. Anyway, one of the ones we got is Humpty Dumpty. He's really got me. They've given you this in 1904 that it's an egg, but it says nothing about an egg in the song. So Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. So it's a big wall. It's an anomalous wall. We don't know what wall. We don't know what Humpty is. But I'm thinking, how about this? Humpty. Okay, it's like hump. Dump. So humping, Humpty, like waveform, and dump something. Deposit of something. Apocalyptic. Just an idea. So we needed all of the king's horses and men. So all of the soldiers on the land, like hundreds of thousands. And they still couldn't put it together again. What is it? Because it ain't an egg. They put that in 1904. So yeah, and there's the musical scores. Sure they got some musical connotations as well. So Dumpty sat sick on a wall. Oh, right, yeah. What's that? Humpty sat on a wall. Humpty had a great fall. 70 men and 70 more cannot place Humpty as he was before. And that's from the 1810 version. And then it becomes Humpty Dumpty lay on his back with all of the sinews around his neck. 40 doctors, 40 rights couldn't put Humpty Dumpty to rights. That's from 1842. This is for children. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. The king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. That's the one I grew up with. Oh, very fucking sinister. Help me out with this, guys, because there's nothing in our reality that's not been put there with information-wise, and you know, with the children as well, and it's narrative of just everything negative and cruel. And she meets Humpty Dumpty on the wall in Alice in Wonderland. Alice in the Looking Glass. I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. Even though he says hello, goodbye. What? Make your fucking mind up. Weird again. Advertising postman and pantomime at Olympic Theatre. So yeah, Lyceum. See the lies. Acted out. And also hippodromes as well. I've been looking into hippodromes and their true meaning. Apparently Constantine said to keep people away from thinking about stuff and with bullshit. So they do that. Counting? Okay. So if there is there's a globe on there, but it's not really. Can't do nothing about it. Came with that. So yeah, Puss in Boots. So help me out, guys, in the comments. Any of the really weird, hateful predictive programming and they give us as a kid to fuck with our heads. I wonder there's so many syndromes and stuff going on. So another one is Jack and the Beanstalk. So basically, yeah, it's got a giant in it. So that's Lucy based. Basically, she's like, my cow haven't got any milk, okay, and basically she's like, go get some fucking milk. Okay, in the market. So Jack goes off and he meets a bean dealer, and that could be really dodgy, but you're selling seeds. Yeah. So Jack's mother tells him to go fuck off to the market. So anyway, he offers him and he says they're magic. Okay. Exchange for your cow. Well, he's taking the cow down the market. Anyway, Jack does a trade and he brings it home. His mother's horrified. What the fuck am I going to do with them beans? Chucks them out the window. Okay, they fucking boom up there. Okay, I'm doing this in imagination. Can you see it? Okay, so there's gigantic beanstalks. So Jack's like, whoa, I can get up to where the giants live in the giant's castle. I can skank all his gold. Fee fi fo fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman, be he alive or be he dead. I'll grind his bones to make my bread. So basically they're saying like the giant sort of grounds bones and he makes bread out of them. So what's this? The giant's wife persuades him that it's a mistake to help Jack, Butt it in. Because she knows that he is poor. He's a poor little boy, to help him. Anyway, the giant falls asleep. And Jap steals a bag of gold coins. So yeah, I didn't know about that. The wife's, butting in, saying, don't give it to him. Don't give it to the little scroat. We don't want to give him shit. This is our Uncle's love, not his. He's on the take. So yeah, basically Jack went up there and ripped off the gold. Come back down. Okay, but like the giant, pissed off, then he comes along after it. It's trouble. It's trouble. The giants, what's this? Gog and Magog. Legendary giants of Welsh. The Welsh are just everywhere in reality. It's totally epic. And later, in English folklore, that one. Later in English folklore, okay, according to Geoffrey of Monmouth, who's like one of the only historical people outside of like venerable beads that we get for the first millennium AD, apparently. Okay, in his historical Regalium Britannica, the giants inhabited Albion, which is here, okay, in Britain. Throw off a cliff during wrestling match with Cornelius. Magog was the last giant found by Brutus, a Roman or a Phoenician. So yeah, that's a good giant. So there's a lot of information. I'll give you the link, but I want to really scuttle through. So this part, a lot of perspectives. No, I just go on too much. I gotta get going. So yeah, help out, guys. Apparently, they have socially engineered us with predictively programming our bags of gold and silver. Jack took. Didn't say nothing about the silver. Is this new? Did they change the narrative? I thought it was golden eggs. I didn't even know it was a bag of coins. This is a Mandela effect, guys. What the fuck's going on? Hang on. He nicked a golden harp. They're changing it towards another prize and journey in the lucky stalk of bean. Hidden in the usual corner of the giant's house, he spied, bought for another great man's amusement, playing sweetly by the side while he slept. So I'm wondering if this is a self-playing harp. Comes to life magically. Yeah, that'll do. As he ran a harp, and the human's voice cried, "Master, master, stop this man. He's tipsy." But so pissed was the giant that he tried to run and bawl that with all his pains he could not stop the flight of Jack at all. So Jack got down a beanstalk. So seems to have changed a bit since I was a kid, but everything's different. I gotta watch if I do watch a film, it's like, oh, this is brilliant, this film, I haven't seen it before. My son will be like, yeah, I've seen it about 6 times, Dad. It's like, no, you sure about that? It's new to me. Everything's new to me. It's really weird. Curio. So what we're looking to now is some strange ass medieval depictions in high colour, and they're sort of painting a biblical era which is set in everything from I-516 to I-517, these dates, and it covers this family of Johann Jacob Fugger, or as I like to say, he's a fucker, but he's a Fugger. Okay, so Jacob Fugger, okay, and his shit. Now, first thing I notice is there looks like there's a little date alteration in the ammo there. There's like a 3 or something in there, some, whatever that is. I-545. So the date anomaly. Okay. And he's got a fish. He's pointing up at the sky, and he's got these buttons. Press them. But they could be organoid technology. Let's have a look through, see what we can find in this. Trident on top of a strange scepter. Yeah, he's got the Phoenician. He's got the fleur-de-lis. He's got the lorry for control. Obviously, the building is wrecked up on top of a hill, and this really strange black queen thing. Yeah, but have a look at her now. See what's. Oh, see these winkle picker things. I don't think they were a reality. In reality, I can't imagine human beings going for them. But I haven't tried any on. They might be really funky. I don't know. So, all the evil Phoenician faces in the pantomime that is life. Okay. Behind you! Is there anyone there? I could be just a bloke talking to myself. Please share this out. And you get faceless nights as well. I'll show you now. I can't go through all the pages because there's hundreds. And they're not even loading. Come on. Come on, you swine, you. Okay. And you get these like little demon faces as well with these. And little Cheddar-Banuskis, which I don't think are children, because you don't have kids coming out built like Annie. Yeah? It's like a little bloke. And I don't think these are wings. They look like feathers, but they could be fins. What do you reckon on a trident? Not bad, not bad. So that's that one. Okay. Okay, sweet, sweet. Now, have you just changed your happy hat? Okay, cool, cool. So this is fucking me about. I'm not going to play with it. It's taking a little bit of time to load. I hope it's not glitching me up. So another one of these strange Cheddar-Banuskis. Ginger hair. Laurel leaf for control. And oh, that's a nasty development. The black polo mint. Satanic that. Could be a peppermint nightmare. So 1462 or I462, and you get. I want to read that poem about the lion and the unicorn. I bet there's massive clueage in there. Oh, it's just I'm doing it like now, and I gotta get this uploaded. It's 7 now for you guys for tonight. So faceless night. Oh, I love all this. I love all this field. This is the best thing ever. Just look at it. What's he got on? So I'm guessing he's a jester, isn't he? Yeah, that Phil Innes, or Neil Innes, the one who was in Life of Brian. Brave Sir Robin, Sir Robin, brave Sir Robin, Sir Robin, Sir Robin. Yeah, he had a raspberry, died quite recently, or so they say. So, quite popular comedian back in the day. So, some hunting some bears, some, you know, nice little Hermes headwears. They should have that. They should have Hermes headwear shops. They'd make a killing. Everyone going out with little wings on their heads. Puke out red blood of humanity. They fucking despise us. They want to keep everyone down so they can just suck the energy out of them. And they can do it as well. Let me just tell you, the faceless night guys in this one looks exactly like that cartoon character or Daffy Duck. You know, the little guy from, looks like a Roman, but he's from Mars. Yeah, that's him. It's him. I'm telling you, they did it. Is that a sweet? Is that one of those, the ones off the White Stripe sweets? Or is it like a nice mushroom? So, the people believe anything. And coming, like, at the time, like now, everyone, because it's like winter, gets like snotty noses and shit if they believe. Okay? So at the moment, they are milking this coronavirus like there's no tomorrow. You know, you can't even get deliveries from China or anything. Yeah, they've even stuck like you know, bleach bottles already. It's been out that long. Yeah, it kills domestos or whatever. This is not product placement. Whatever, bleach. Kills 99.9% germs dead, because we've seen germs and they're real. Okay, you haven't, but trust us. What about that and that little tiny 1%? Does it on 0.1%? Does that not kill germs? No. So it doesn't work? No, it doesn't. But they've managed to say that it kills coronavirus in there, whatever virus. But guys, let me do. Ooh, that queen, I like this. She's got her purple hat on, and she's out of a knight's head. Wow, guys. What's going on with her? She got some power and she's papal. So she's part of this dynasty. Is this Ursula van Horrick? Ursula van Horrick? Possibly. Wow, check the colour. Cluage. So yeah, so basically the powers that should not be, they know how this place works. So basically, they milk it. You know, the reason I know this, I'm not just being, you know, horrible or facetious or anything, is I've seen it all before, guys. They did the same thing with a few years ago, like, SARS, sell dust masks. Yeah, we're all going to get fucking ill because we'll tell you about it constantly. We'll bombard your television with illness. Adverts will tell you on the news how it's the developing will brainwash you to shit. You don't think about anything fucking else, you'll get a snotty fucking nose. Guaranteed. Guys, they know how reality works in this place, yeah? What you think is going to happen, okay? And they just program into people and they think it, and it happens. Listen, I had an auntie once, right? I'm not going to mention her name, she's dead now. So last year before last. And she used to read the medical journal, you know, the medical books, yeah? And literally would get every fucking illness in there and go into hospital. And she was like, well, I've got so-and-so, so-and-so. How would you know? Well, I've read it in my medical journal. And she would stay in hospital as well. And literally, that one would go. And then she'd read the next one. And it's like, yeah, I've definitely got that. Okay? So, yeah, no, don't read a medical journal. Program yourself into being ill. Negative fucking vibration for these motherfuckers. Don't give them an inch. Get them against the ropes. Digs. Look at this. This is sweet. So this is going back to the 1300s. All Phoenician. So the Phoenicians had a whole 1300s. Still got Hermes. 1385. This stuff's beautiful. So I don't actually know what it's saying. But is this King Thumb? No. Queen Thumb? No. Oh, this is her. This is Ursula von Harrick, maybe. Oh, it's the Huggers. The Huggers. Or the Fuggers. It's the Fuggers. It's the Fuggers. He's like, what's he saying? She don't look very happy. And what's these symbols that look like electrical things? So I won't spend too much time on these, even though they are beautiful. I love this era. Wow, and again. So I can't tell you what they say, but it's that Phoenician borders. More hunting, more demonic, snarly little shit faces, and more scaring everybody with their art. So we got your more fuckers. So we got, oh, he's a fucker, he's in purple. He's a fucker, he's in purple. He's a fucker, he's in purple. So I'm guessing this is the Fugger coat of arms. Yeah. They later on they ended up with a black polo mint. What happened to the hole in the middle? You know, because you're a peppermint nightmare, and you go. So go thither, or whatever she says. So these are more fuckers. They got the black bear on their shield. More purple going on. So the fuckers were Phoenician as fuck. Wow. The dirty fuckers. He's like, I'm with child again. No. Got a purse. Might be alright. Oh, the log. Yeah. The shield of black log. And they're all Phoenician headband law leaves of control. So yeah, I think I've had enough of looking at the fuckers now. But it's really interesting the clothes they wear. And the strange shieldage. But yeah, they're really not feeling them. Don't really like them. He's got a weird hat on. Dude. So. Right. Now, more information. So I was looking into Greek mythology and I thought, oh, Concord used to be like really quick plane, used to go over at 6 minutes past 11 every morning and 6 minutes past 7 every single day. You could literally keep your watch by it. I used to love it going over. Brilliant bit of technology. Bastards took it away. Bullshit psyop, that thing that happens in Paris. Whatever. Nothing actually viable. Yeah, right, whatever. I think we're working out what that one was about, not Flat Earth's about. So anyway, Concordia is an ancient Greek religion. Concordia is the goddess who embodies agreement in marriage and society. Her Greek equivalent is regarded as harmonia, with musical harmony, with metaphor, and the ideal for social concord or etiquette. Okay, so in the political discourse of Republican era, she was thus associated with Pax, so he peace man, in representing a stable society. Okay, like we have now, completely free to think what we want to think. That's not the case, is it? And so she was closely related to Harmonia's like-mindedness and represented by the goddess. So let's have a look at her. Okay, Concordia. So she's associated with some tech. Oh. See, I got told that Romulus and Remus didn't actually get suckled by a wolf. I got told it was actually a cheetah, and a nasty one at that. So anyway, in Concordia, in her art, you can see her on a lot of these Phoenician buildings. You will see her. It's depicted sitting wearing a long cloak. People look out for her now. Holding a symbol of the Patara, or a sacrificial bowl, or the cornucopia, symbol for prosperity, and a caduceus, symbol for peace. Okay, so the health people use it. It's some sort of technology. Maybe it's all gone technology. Maybe just wave it about and it heals you, a bit like the one they got on Star Trek for healing you. Tricorder, whatever. Sort of thing. Just in my head. Anyway, she often shows the 2 or 3 figures and such standing between 2 members of the imperial house, shaking hands. Yeah, I've seen that. She's associated with a pair of female deities, Pax and Seleucus, and Securitas and Fortuna. Yeah. Also paired with Hercules and Mercury, representing security and luck respectively. It's really interesting. So yeah, I was looking into the Temple of Concordia as well, Room of Forum. So she's got like a bit of a good story going on with that one, but there's obviously something else going on. Just letting you know, we learning together. I learned it, I shared it with you. You probably knew already. Now, in my last post, I talked about the Waldorf Astoria, and like people come into my comments and say, "What? The Waldorf Astoria, where the Grateful Dead played? Well, don't know what's going on, mate, because they fucking played in the 1960s." So, obviously, an American accent. I don't know what's going on here. I will do that. So there's another one, and it's near Madison Square Gardens, etc. And it's the Waldorf Astoria. But what I want to show you is there's an auction in there for shit out of there, and the mantelpiece, and this is full-on Phoenician excellence. This marble fireplace, fetched Louis XVI for a cocoa piece, no less, cost $40,000, okay? And this French crystal, okay? Wow. I wonder if that was come up with the original and they put it in the second Waldorf. Anyway, I'll look into that other Waldorf. No, it's beautiful building, but every city's got one. Australia's got them. Loads of them up there, obviously. Priciest Waldorf item. The company that sold these at auction were called Old Good Things website. A 40 feet. Ooh. Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. To fit conference rooms. A bit ostentatious. There's fireworks off outside. There's no reason. So yeah, it's this theme. So I'm guessing it's I don't know, 1920s, because it looks like something to do with the Chrysler building, but it's that classical theme, isn't it? Phoenicians, these big huge windows, huge. I wonder how old that building is, really, to look into moving at buildings of it. But yeah, it spoils mud flood, really. So that's the other Waldorf Astoria, peeps, in case you didn't know. And they sold all the shit off. That one there, 28 grand. Oh, this is some quality stuff. And that chandelier, I really like chandeliers. It's been electrified. And what we got here? More affordable items, some steak knives, $25 each, silver plated doorbells, $45, and a towel rack, $250. But it is from the fucking Waldorf Astoria. Could I have a Waldorf salad, please? Sorry, they only sell in the Waldorf Astoria. So yeah, they sold a lot of shit. Really interesting. And more about New York. This was really interesting. Seen this night before last after I talked about New York, and it's Central Park. Now think of it from the narrative what we think about, guys, and not their official narrative. There's big clues in this. They talk about a city that was in Central Park, a town, and they talk about it being an experiment by the government, mix race people together. They talk about these houses being big stately homes, and they dug there recently, and it was in this area of Central Park, and it was basically a town underground, and they've show you photographs from the area. I don't want to play any of it. So what they say is, before the original Manhattan, you can download literally a website that will show you the growth of Manhattan, which was just down on the tip, lower Manhattan, and then it explodes all the way up past Central Park. Boom, like this. That was all that was existed then, and then boom, 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 boom. But at that period, all of this was hills, and they leveled it. But what they tell you is there was a town up here, okay, a highly developed town. And they go into some details about the properties. They were big, proper streets with big, proper, that's not the place actually, with big, proper properties. And then they tell you about the experiment that happened there, and the people that lived there, and the amounts of people that lived there. And it's just like, what? And this lady, she's an Asturian, she's looked into this village, and she said it was sort of, basically they bullied and they knocked it down because this experiment was working so well. And this part, and there's a load of antiquity under there. But this lady was really nice. She says there was an experiment, it was working out so well, and you know, the powers that should not be didn't like it, and they leveled it off, got rid of the community back for their massive park. But I think it's the older world. There was all of these, and they're not just, they say in this narrative they were beautiful stately homes, and they're all the way up here in what was Central Park. She says there's antiquity they found underneath. They show you pictures, and it's incredible. The antiquity is Phoenician and beautiful pottery. It's just the craziest stuff. Okay. And then they said they needed links to the city, a necessity for Central Park, and then they, you know, that's in the newspapers, and then they built it. But it's unbelievable what she says about the community. There's some photos here, okay, of the area. So it's only 8 minutes long, but they went down under, and it was just all antiquity, and they show you the items, which I thought was mind-blowing, because in this field we know about the Phoenicians, and we recognized it. So these people had combs, and this lady says this toothbrush, the poor couldn't afford toothbrushes in America, she says here, until 1920s. Okay, they were rich, they had money. Okay, there's very little about this community in official records. There are they appeals on censuses and stuff, but there remains. And it's not, the official narrative sort of paints there was a squatter settlement, but they have evidence there was big, you know, proper stately homes, and they were well-to-do. They were well-to-do. They had their own little civilization going on. People all living happily together, and then a man come. Okay. The ebon inhabitants, after whom the village is called. So, yes, a lot of people keeping them out of trouble, living in a nice place, and the powers that should not be come along. You know, that would have been their river. A little bridge, probably. This part here. So, highly interesting. I would watch it if I were you. And they give you some evidence to the items that they found I thought were really interesting. There's some more in there. So, yeah, I'll link that up. Please do watch that. Now, I'm going to do some images of the day now, because I'm going to be at Belgrade, because time's escaping me. Then this is my second channel, guys, or our second channel, Great Flat of British Think Tank. I posted on there last night. These videos are from my old channel. I'm re-uploading them because I think they're juicy, and there's a lot of good information in them. And this one last night was no exception, about blood being in bricks, and surmising with blood red look to the London brick, and bricks all over what we call Tartaria. Could it be possible that there was blood? So watch that. I'll link it up as well. And it's highly interesting. We'll talk about that a little bit in a minute, and that is the upcoming Tartarian convention, which a lot of you are really interested in. So I want to thank. These are from basically Bratislav Milankovic. So thank you, Bratislav. You've got a beautiful city here, Belgrade. I would love to see you. So in Belgrade, I've seen this before, this one, but they've blocked up all the windows, and outside in its forecourt you have all of this below street level. I see red brick. How deep does that go? If that's street level. 20 foot. Goes deeper again, doesn't it? So yeah, there's the city, an old city, and you can see the deep walls to it, and it's in the town square here in Belgrade. And we kindly done some before and afters as well. And you get this beautiful Tartarian building in Belgrade. Again, they've taken the Technasmia out, but adorned with Phoenician, or what we call Phoenicification, which is when they basically, this is what we think now is the origin for the word cover up. It's when there's a cover up, is what they did. They covered up Tartaria with these over ostentatious, no need for it in reality, bullshit where they're all looking down at you, all sinister. And that's what they built in the modern day. Ripped it down. Also these, look at this beautiful thing. It's the same one. It's gone. 4 o'clock. All with antiquity. Tartarian. Beautiful. In fact, the whole city is absolutely beautiful at this period. Stunning. And there's them things again. See under my head by there? Looks like a TV aerial. They are not advertising bollards, peeps. We see them all the time. Excuse me. What's that a bit? Belgrade. And there's electricity. It's beautiful. And there's another one. There used to be a post office, but post office now. But whatever there all were post offices, guys. Now, I was told that post office general's one of the most powerful people going. If you rob the mail, you're going to be hunted down like a dog till the end of time. This stuff's important, okay? But it's the word post, isn't it? What does post mean? Like post event, after. You know? So, I think there's something bigger going on with post as well. And I think post offices, okay, were definitely something else, the same as the theatres, the lyceums, the opera houses even. Okay, I think they were all something else. Technasmia up there, look, on the Tartarian, that high. Cool, I bet that could catch you some ether charge, static. Nice and high like that. So, 1925, there's that town hall. Now you can see all this up in the modern day. Under here, the existence of an old town, which I've seen with my own eyes from my own city, Cardiff. I went under basically a department store called Macross, helped to demolish it, and I got to go under there. It was an arcade, and I shit you not, there was windows still in these buildings, and they were from the so-called Victorian era, and they were under Cardiff. It's like, what? The glass hasn't even broke. Obviously they were stinking dirty and very weird feeling down there, guys. Nothing in the shops. Beautiful ornate wood though and everything else, but that smell as well. It's like, wow. But it's like, blew my mind. It was like, what the fuck is all of this doing down here? So this building is a mind blow. Sorry, excuse me, the last one wasn't a post office. This is the post office. Humongous technasmia, strange anomalous stuff. But what? They're built so solid, like to build, to take an impact. All that granite in one place, all that stone in one place. You must get a headache in there. And what about the huge doors? Okay, and this is what they put there in its place. Because we're going backwards. They keep replacing good shit with crap. Okay, so 1850 to 1960 that existed. Hotel Petrograd. Twin Towers as always. Technasmia ports blocked up. The whole thing dismantled. Ooh, thank you. Slab. Juicy stuff. I hope this place didn't get too splattered in the Balkan Wars. I went to Dubrovnik before the Balkan Wars and it was like really nice. It was like Rome. And then like about a year later, literally, it was the next city. Look at this. Domage. Oh, it's a Greco-Roman temple. There's big statues up there. It's all beautiful, that one. Beautiful, as we say in Wales. Beautiful. What's that up there? Is that a sigil? Look at this. Look at that Technasmia ports. Look at this. Post letters. They're made of paper. Oh. First postage stamp, penny black, my ass. That was something else. That is a powerful building. What's that? So that was the post office in Belgrade. Old Belgrade. Thank you very much. What a building. Oh, that's nice. So, let's have a look closer. She's really intriguing me, this one. She spells mud flood. Humongous doors, double doors. Where windows would have been. Ooh, they're nice. So I'm guessing you still have a load of properties from like the USSR over Belgrade. It's pretty funky stuff. Ooh. With the red star of Belgrade, 6811. Yeah, they replaced that with a piece of shit. So what we got here? Twin Towers, probably 4. Tartar replaced, Phoenicified. Wow, what a beautiful place. And they got the weather. There it is now. So I'm gonna flick back. Okay, Twin Towers. No towers, so they removed the towers. Statues, arches. No, they're there. What else we got? So they removed the domes. They removed the domes. And there's that massive post office again. Jeez. I bet that goes deep. Bunko booths. Can't verify whether the trams are on, but they look like they might be electric. Yep. Cool. And there's another incredible mud flood. What have we got here? For sisters. Huh? What's that? It's made of metal. Could have been later photo. I don't know what the date is. This looks empty. Mud flooded. Same building replicated anywhere. Could be America. Could be American city, state capitals, anywhere in the world. That building's just mad there. Yeah. The Romans. And there is it being built. Oh no, it's there. It's covered in scaffolding. Cool. Ooh. And there's that building we seen earlier with that crazy stuff on the top. Oh, covered in snow. Wow, that's beautiful. Wow, Belgrade. Cool, you get a nosebleed looking up at that. I feel giddy. Oh, a bit later. What's he doing? Cheeky bucket of piss all over that. So years later. Looking alright. Just went to shit in the recent times. Oh, and they got all the double-headed eagle and all the imperialistic stuff going down. What's that? Chopped a tree down. God, I'm so thirsty. So they're building that, are they? No, it's there again, isn't it? Stone does look new though, but it looks mud flood affected. But again, it's there, isn't it? Different bottom up would be great. It's a suspension bridge down there. Look at that. Roaches. Okay. These are really cool. I'm loving these. It's not a city I've looked at before. Jeez. So, Rue de Milan in Belgrade. And there's a theatre, I take it. Bunko booths. Beautiful Serbia. That's the same building. Nope. Got Twin Towers, but I've got this middle bit. Okay, and that's what that building is. Excuse me. There she is again. Whew. I love that building. So, back to information. So yeah, there's some pics of the day. We're going to get to some more in a minute. I've got to get on. Time's getting away from me. Okay, Law. Griping. Tartaria. Now, I've got some fantastic names, basically, yet to be announced, but which is going to be very, very, very exciting. Okay, so Stade Murphy, Matt Liedtke. Max is just, I think, maybe just half of the flat Earth half of him will go, and maybe the globe half will stay home. Whatever. Anyway, my book. A book! Which I haven't got a copy of right here now. Holy Grail of Flat Earth. Okay, you can order it today through this website. Okay, there's been a couple of problems with Tartaria Australia, but I don't have much to do with all that. I've got a lot of emails about it all, but you know, I don't have much to do with the distribution side of this. And this is where you can get a digital copy. It's got a different cover as well, the Union Jackage, and you get that one with a paperback, which is absolutely funky as well. Okay, so knock yourselves out with that. It's a bright, mind-blowing, I'd say life-changing book. The information's just... And this is our website, the great Flat Earth British think tank mind-blowing mudflood website, and I always show it. It's got my shop, FEB shop, and think tank full dump, which is added to almost daily now, and all of the stuff associated with moi, mudflood, Tartaria, Firmament, Star Forts, Vaches, Comets, Technismia, Antiquity, Shapes, Giants, Maps, Airships, Word Science, World Spheres, Resets, Architecture, which we're going to look at some now in a minute, I think, before we go. Art, Weather, Aquatech, Fireplaces, Resources. On here is an abundance of information books, all free. Book of the Damned, okay, these are just shit up books. Natural Magic, all awesome books. All of these are unbelievable. Libraries and resources, mappage resources, and miscellaneous links for art, and all the other stuff we look into. Okay, guys, and there's all people that you can basically sub to. Funky word, he's coming to visit Britain. He's coming to visit me. You'll see him live. He's my friend Nick. You probably know Nick. He's been my mate for years. And Serotonin also. She's going to come to Britain. And she's going to come to Wales. And she's going to, with a fam, pop in. Or meet him, whatever. And see Flat Earth British. Now, if you think you got man flu, or what have you, or woman flu, or what have you, because they're telling you you might get it, particularly programmed yourself to get it, don't take any notice. If you got a snotty nose or whatever, get on the CBD hemp products, sort your ass out. See? Just sort you out. Yeah? Yeah? So I'll link this up. Get on the CBD, guys. Don't get your pharmaceuticals. Don't get the night nurse down. You're just going to make all of these got after effects. They're all fucking bad for you. Okay? So just, and you're giving big pharma money and sort of just further oppressed human beings some way. I'm not going to play with that. I don't want to know anything about it, okay? In my mind, anyway. That's just me. So, images of the day. Okay, so as I said, these tower things are absolutely everywhere. I got hundreds of books. I could pull them up now. Now I've shown you that. Yeah, I think that might be a Starfall artist, my friend. He's got bags of evidence. Artist, liberal artist. I will basically link him up. He's a friend of mine for years, and he does plasma discharge events on his channel. That was a queen in the garden, and look at the wall behind her. You're like, I never did nothing wrong. Okay. And blood red bricks all over London. I'm not sure. I think it's a mermaid, but I don't know. It's outside children's home. I thought it was just fucking weird. It's American. It's on a blue circle as well. Baker Street. Winding my way down Baker Street. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. There's shitloads more names to come with that. Keep an eye on Flat Earth British. And a Victorian beautiful painting. So, more. Just look at some quick images before I shoot off of Phoenician stuff and some architecture, and let's see what we think. Okay, now you get these all over civic buildings, health, and what I just showed you with Concordia. I think this might be her, but I don't see that deal going down. She has got that cup. And mermaids, they come up from the watery depths, and they sort of metamorphosize into human beings. I love that one. It's a brilliant picture. I'm not sure. It's in Germany somewhere. I think it's the city of Worm in Germany, and they got Starbucks, which just take over any Tartarian fucking building. In reality, it might be somewhere else. Yeah, it's in Peterborough. I don't know where I got worms from. picked it up off a lollipop stick. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I've always been interested in architecture all my life. So I think I might be like a Black Jesus dude with a gold crown and golden wings. I'm not even sure, but whatever. Citadel of Aleppo in Syria. I bet there's not much of that left, but one thing you can say is the whole thing is man-made. The whole hill is part of it. So that would survive impact, flood. How many millennia has this survived? And there seems to be a watermark on it. Certain height up. I bet you went into that door once, didn't you? And the water was up here. And walls to break water. And they're right across antiquity. This one, I don't know how long it stretches. I can't even remember where it was, but it's just, look at it, how old. And it's been underwater, it's porous. Ugh, Phoenicians. Looking down from you, from your British cities. This is in Cardiff, somewhere. I took a photograph on Westgate Street. And interest in medieval reliefs or artworks which got covered over, and they just blame like Henry VIII's reformation of the abbeys, etc. That's my city, Cardiff, a couple of years ago. And there's a Witherspoons, but it used to be an old theatre, and they do this with all Witherspoons. Got all the old Tartar buildings. Okay, got that detail in it. Block shields, and it's all very old as stone. It's all worn away and holy, really holy. So old, full of Phoenicians. Ugh, devils. Blocked that one up. There was a statue in there. I got photographs of that. The statue's still in there. Yeah, it was like basically it went into a theatre in the 80s and 70s and 80s, and then it went to Witherspoons. So, no information on the previous occupants, or is it a mirror? Keystone for the ship, the dome. The keystone's going into the dome. Lee? I think you noticed that anyway, didn't you? And that is the back of the Royal Hotel. It's in Cardiff. It's historically famous. This in here is called the Scott Rooms. It's the last meal ever had by Scott the Antarctic before he gets on a Terra Nova and pisses off to Arctic clock. And as you can see, she's incredibly mud flooded right the way along. But she's a really massive old hotel full of Phoenician stuff. Cardiff Royal Hotel, historical, old, big. And they took all of the domes and aerials off the top of it as well in the past. It was more of it, but they took tech off it. So that used to be a nightclub I used to go to by year when I was young, called Raddies. What does that blue plaque say? What does that blue plaque say? Have a look. Captain R. Scott. Yeah, so Captain Scott ate in there, so they tell you as well. And portals, flowing flowers. So this is the Cardiff post office. I posted about it before in my city in Cardiff, and it's exactly the same as you get in any of these cities, like that one we just showed you. You get this big, massive, daunting building, bricked up with technasmia, covered in Phoenician statues, like I just showed you. Yeah, and they got a car park underneath. But they say this was built in like the early the 1920s, and well, it's an excuse. It exhibits mud flooding. It's exactly the same MO as we see for all these buildings and Phoenicians guiding over the portal. And what happens with these buildings? Well, it's empty. They don't want people traipsing in there to post over their marble floors with all their chandeliers to post letters. It's empty. There's a couple of lights on in there now and again. Check these out. This is just above my bus stop. Click this, where I was waiting for the bus to come home. It's fucking demons. The Royal Mail. Via Victoria Regina. Well, this building was supposed to be in the 1920s, so that would have been George, so don't know. It has a hell of an imposing elevation on it. And this is a spooky little church in Llanquith. Oh, no, Landock in Cardiff. I was taking I like graveyards. And a moon! And this was a few years ago. So this is, again, but look at that. Iron in it as well. Check Nasmia Port. Oh, I'm not sure if she's Concordia. Doing a bit of a let's touch our tech, you know. Got him a bit of a. He's got the. Oh, they're coming up from the waves. He's got a casus. That's nice. That's nice. Don't know what that is. Just a strange looking tower, red brick on the side of a river. I'd say it was a pump house. And even under this staircase, block wall, and you get this blocked plaque with what look like toroidals. Something's been taken off of here. It's been painted over. Ugh. So I'm not sure if this is Concordia. Let's have a look at this Egyptian. She's standing on an orb. She's got ponytails. Something Slavic. She has the ever-burning lamp. Jugs out as always. He don't bother with clothes. He just have bottom bits on something now and again. And there's one of those strange wavy things. She's got the casus. Domage. Look at the quality. Oh, wow. Again. I don't know, I can't remember where this one is, but it's a beautiful, beautiful arch. Animals. God, the detail in it, it's ridiculous. People these days are looking at their mobile phones, they don't give a shit about what's above. Well, they knew that. And beautiful domage. Binoculars. This one is in the post office or a national bank. As you get on every corner, post offices, banks, all the same building. This one looks like it's a technical device. It looks like heat sinks. It's 25 past 12 and it's in the city of Cairo. Hence the fezzes. And I suspect World War II with the sandbags. Mud flood. Above red sort of mud and then white mud. So there's a mud flood. Fairy castles. Anomalous, we don't know what they are. I've talked about them many times. I've showed you that. That's in America. An old pyramid. And under these bunkers. Nice inside a cathedral. Well, I think that's beautiful. I don't know what it is. But I'll round this up for today. Oh, where's the falling flowers? We got swastikas in there. Not quite, no. But into connecting. Let's have a look at this. This one's in a church in New York and it's full of satanic meaning. They got the falling of civilization, floods, what looks like demons taking over. And this is on a church to scare the shit out of people. See, the demons. And they show you like bridges collapsing with demons and I mean buses and stuff falling off bridges, like apocalyptic scenarios. This is in St. Petersburg. The giants are holding up that. And you'll see this everywhere. I don't know who sent me this in their old house. Flood damage. Puma Punko. Where did the top of the mountain go? I don't know. It disappeared. Could go on forever. That's Cardiff again, I think. No, that's London. All of it. Technology, all of it meaning something. This one's in Cardiff. It's beautiful. Protectors of the portal, which is clamped in with beads all around it, like they're going to turn. And there. Evil little Charabanouskis. Wow, that's something. And again. Venetian line with flowers. So I think that'll be it for today, guys. I'm going to come back now, as I am literally so thirsty. It's unbelievable. Thank you for popping by. We'll be counting my happy hats. Okay. Oh, I know I said I'd have a visit from Mr. and Mrs. Queen of King Thumb. So we may have that. Now, Queen Thumb. She's hard fucking work. Oh boy. Oh boy. King Thumb though, he's very patient. So he's a good king. He's a good king. I really like him. I really dig him. I don't dig kings, so I can never vote for him, but this one's alright. Okay, he's my mate. Okay, he's always happy. This is Queen, she moans a lot. So, there he is. You happy? Yeah. You waiting for your wife to come home? Yeah. Shout again? Yeah. Okay, sort that out now. I'll have a word, okay? Now, she likes him, really. She loves him, okay? She says, I'm back. You're my little... Oh, shit. Patience. Right. That's her on this side. Do you know I'm in reverse on you? It's very confusing. So, I see your face. So, she comes in. Hiya. It's good to see you. You're my little chitchy face, and you're my nightmare. So, they got a special song they greet one another with. Okay, so, are you happy? Yeah? What are you going to do tonight? I don't know. You love me, don't you? Yeah. Why? Because you got 18 billion in the bank. Alright. Any other reason? No. Here you go. Bye. They love one another, really. I like a happy ending. What was a happy ending? Anyway, that's me. Alright, let's give a watch away. I'm going to think of a competition now in seconds. Oh, fuck me. Right. Well, you've got to put in chat now, but it can't take forever because it won't work. If you do not spot the first one in chat that says it, you can send me an email. I'll send you this flat earth watch, wherever you are. Unless you're in Antarctica, I'll still send it to you. Now, when I was in the Merchant Navy, okay, when I joined when I was 18 years of age, what was the first port of call that I visited? Put that in chat. My first port of call in the Merchant Navy, when I went there on my own. Because I went places when I was young, but I mean when I went away on my own, which was my first port of call. Okay, answers on a postcard? Just stay in chat. I'll keep an eye on it, and if I spot it, I'll tell you and I'll send it to you, and I have to email you. And anybody else I've said I send things to, haven't got back to me for some weird reason, email me. Okay. I've been very, very busy, as you know. I seem to be these days on organiser of conventions. But things will develop that way anyway. Be good. Okay, good. Look after one another, peeps. Yeah. Okay. Make me happy that will. You want to make me happy, don't you? Yeah. Well, be good to one another. Okay. Peace and love, and I'll be back very soon. This has been Flatterday. We've had happy hats, we've had information, we've looked at some Tunguska, we've looked at probably bunkers to survive them, given them probably they had previous knowledge of this was going to happen. We looked into sinister nursery rhymes. They had, didn't they? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Chris thought they'd sales with a carving knife. I haven't such a thing in my life as 3 blind mice. What? Why are they blind? And why are they white mice? And why is she cutting off their fucking tails? Anyway, guys. And why are you telling children that? It's a weird reality. Anyway. See you soon, guys. Good.